Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the changes that have taken place after the Russian Revolution or after the October Revolution. First one, the Bolsheviks were totally opposed to private property. Means, I cannot have this pen as my person. It is a public property. Everybody has got a right on this. So, nobody can claim the land that is his or the factory as it is. It's all common property. Even the ability to do the work is common. You give whatever is yours to society, and society will give you whatever you need. That is the ideology of socialism. So, the Bolshevik party was absolutely against any private property, no private property. The government took over ownership and management of industries and banks. You know, banks are one of the important agencies of economic development. Banks give money to the persons who are ready to do work. He is having his mental as well as physical capacity and educational knowledge to do the developmental activities or work, but he is not having the money to invest. So that money for the financial capital is provided by the bank. So bank is an important agency. So they have nationalized it. They told all the things will be in the hands of the government. So what happens? The profit whatever comes will be equally shared by all the members of the society. That is ideology of socialism. Land was declared a social property and peasants were allowed to seize them. Simple. The social, no private ownership of the land. So this is my area? No, it's a common area. If the government allows you that area to you, okay, you can have. But you don't have the permanent ownership of that. You cannot hand over that property to some other person or at your wish. Like the quarters, government quarters I am living. I am living in that quarter, I have vacated when my duty is over. So government school tells me, Ouseph, your duty is over, your service is enough in the school or completed, please vacate. So like that, it's common property. That is it. In cities, Bolsheviks enforced the partition of large houses according to the family requirements. The landlords were having big houses. That houses were divided into different families as members of the family. That is speciality of it. So everywhere the Bolshevik party is involved, entering inside. And it decides. The ordinary people have no power to decide. Everything was decided by the party. And those who oppose the party has no survival. Everything was forced by the Bolshevik party. They banned the house title, use of titles and aristocracy. So like that, any designations before your name, nothing. That everything was removed by this party. The new uniforms were designed for the army and officials by clothing competition back in 1918, and Soviet had a new clothing style was introduced. So this was a hat that was, and all the soldiers will have same hat, no difference. See, but it's simple: sickle, hammer, and star. That is it. So that's a partition. This is the camp given to the soldiers. So everybody has to, and it will be from the ordinary sepoy to the general will have the same camp. No differences at all in their designations so far. That is the specialty. That's the way it is. We think it's very nice, but it has got its problem. I will come to that. The Bolshevik party was renamed as the Russian Communist Party. So it was Bolshevik. Bolshevik means majority. they are renamed it Communist Party of Russia. Only single party. No other political party is permitted to function. That is the screen of Russia. Okay. In November 1917, conducted the elections to the Constituent Assembly. But majority people did not support the Communist Party. They conducted it because power was taken over by Lenin and team. Everything is destroyed and property, everything is controlled. King was executed. All those things have taken place. Okay, but all the people did not support the Communist Party. So they could not get a majority in the Parliament, the Duma Assembly, but they failed to gain majority in Duma or the Parliament of the Soviets even. In January 1980, the Assembly rejected Bolshevik measures, so Lenin dismissed the Assembly because majority members were not supporting the Bolshevik ideology. So naturally what happened? There was a friction between Lenin's party, the Communist Party, and the people and other parties. Lenin as the head of the government, he has taken the governmental head as such. What did he do? He dismissed the assembly. He told him no assembly is needed. And he began to say the election should be from the Soviets, not from the ordinary people. Not all people should participate. Only those members who are having membership in the Soviets should vote. From there, a representative will be sent, not by all the people. So, party is catching hold of all activities of the people. Nobody has got the courage or guts to speak against the party. The same thing is happening in China. Same situation. No difference. But in China, one thing, China permits private property. In this system, in 1917, there was no private property. That's it. So he argued the Russian Congress of Soviets was more democratic. He told it is more democratic. The Congress of Soviets means Congress word meaning coming to the Soviets coming to is more democratic than the general election, which is conducted on a universal franchise according to Lenin. You see, people justifying their arguments according to their wishes. They justify their thinkings, whatever they like, and bring in explanations for those things. And they want to make others to feel that whatever they speak is right. So that's what Lenin is doing. In March 1918, despite opposition by others, the Bolsheviks made peace with Germany at a BREST, LITOVSK. No, what is going on? Germany and Russia. So Germany told it is not ready to fight. It is withdrawing from the war. And 1918, First World War was going on. First World War was come to an end by May. Germany was losing. Still, he made a peace treaty with Germany to have any conflict. So what has happened after the war? When the share of the profits or share of the war indemnity, everything that is put on Germany, Russia had no relationship. Russia did not refer anything about the peace treaty that occurred after the First World War. That was completely controlled by England and France. It was the only party in the elections to all Russian Congress of Soviets, the parliament of the country. So later, Lenin told no other party. So it is naturally that party will get majority. Only one party means no doubt. So single party was permitted by Lenin to participate in the elections. So there was no election really. It's a formality, selecting somebody from here and there to be the members of the parliament. The same thing takes place in China also. And sometimes they will have an Indian election, they say. But they will decide who should win in the election. In the class you think Sumant and Madrasa is fighting. And the political party has decided Sumant will win the election. See, there are 30 candidates, they will say 20 members will vote for Sumant and others will for Nagash. So 10 members. Naturally, already decided, but election will be held. Except 20 will be for someone, 10 will be for others. So naturally, election is a very nice election. Result is announced. So someone has won with the 20 odds. So that kind of fooling of election was being held in different parts of the world. In Russia, that was same internal election days. It is also going on. Okay. Russia became one-party state. Trade unions were kept under party control. Before that, trade unions were supported and encouraged by Lenin to have their own. But now, no trade unions without the knowledge of a political party or Communist Party of Russia. Trade union means organization of the workers, different section, drivers, teachers, any kind of organization. Workers' organization are called trade union. Auto drivers, conductors, pedestrians, anybody like that. All those organizations are called trade unions. So they were not permitted. Then the secret police called CHEKA first and later OGPU and NKVD punished those who criticized the Bolsheviks. I have an explanation of that. Okay, so anybody who criticized Communist Party of China were given punishment. That we have seen in Hitler's action in Germany, the same thing is being followed. But here it was followed first, then it was going to Hitler. Okay, first it was in Russia. Then that ideology was taken by Hitler in Germany. Okay. OGPU was the secret police of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1934. This was their symbol, secret police. OGPU, it is the Russian constitution. Secret police of the Soviet Union. That is known as OGPU. The NKVD, People's Commissariat for Internal Affairs, means Home Department, like we can say a police department in the government, central government. Was a government department in the Soviet Union. It was the law enforcement agency which did the will of the Communist Party. As per the orders of the Communist Party, it was behaving. It was under central government organization of Russia. So it was this is a police. So all this police organization, that is any governmental agency first controls the police and tells the people or the police to take action against whoever is criticizing, whoever is speaking against the government. That's a step by the government to control any democratic system or any government. That leads to the dictatorship slowly. This is the beginning point of dictatorship. Later on, that is the way they are. Only those people who support or who speak in favor of them will be permitted to survive. All those who speak against the political party will be put into jail. And all those who support their political party does whatever mistake, they will be left free. So that kind of activities. Young writers and artists rallied to the party because socialism and for a change. Youngsters thought it's very good. Everything is equally shared, nobody is having control on anything, everything what one we will get. And hearing it's a very nice idea. It's very good. No rich, no poor, all are very equally sharing everything. Oh, what a nice imaginative society. It's a very good society. That is what everybody thought. But after October 1917, many became disillusioned due to the censorship of the party encouraged. Censorship, control, restrictions. Everybody hearing it was very nice. When they slowly understood the problem, if they felt unhappy against something, if they felt something wrong being done by the government, no word can be uttered. Just keep quiet and listen, or accept whatever is told by the authorities. So many became disillusioned with the ideologies and speeches or the thinkings of a communist party so fast. They thought it's a very nice idea. Good. Socialism is very good. Everybody have equal share, bring the materials and distribute equally. No seniors, no juniors. All are equal. Everybody, everywhere right. Very good idea. That was being thought about. But when it came to the practical implementation, things were not like that. Because those who speak against should be controlled, they thought. So they began to. That is why people in the world, people accept democracy. Democracy we cannot use like suppress our opposition party. Opposition party should be permitted to function in democracy. Then only it's a democracy. So that if the ruling party is doing something, opposition party will bring out, and opposition party will be able to change the ruling party when the ruling party does wrong. So everybody has got the freedom. And in this, the opposition party which was in power has done wrong the previous party, which again it can come back to power. So that system is there in a democracy, but in the communist party that is not there. A single party administration is not there. Those who don't have a democratic viewpoint, they don't support multiple or different parties. They want only one party. Okay. The civil war. Now there is a civil war going on inside. Civil war means a war in the nation. Group of people, two groups of people in the same country, they fight over. That's called a civil war. In America there was civil war. 1865, and Abraham Lincoln was a president, North and South. In Sri Lanka there was a civil war. So civil war means war inside the country between two groups of people. So there is a civil war in Russia. Those who supported communist ideology and those who supported the Kerensky government and the kingship. So the friction started. Now let's see. The Bolsheviks ordered land redistribution. The Russian army began to break up companies because soldiers used to go home for a redistribution deserted. So hearing the good idea, see, complete rich person's land will be taken and redistributed. Many of the soldiers who were in the army left their activities and went to villages. They thought it's very good to go to village and do agriculture activity because land is being taken away and they are going to get plenty of land. They can become rich. Everybody thought. So many left defense activities, soldiership, and they went. That is happened. Then, non-Bolshevik socialist liberals and supporters of the aristocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. This group of people, Bolsheviks, socialists, non-Bolsheviks means those who do not support Bolshevik party, socialist ideologist parties, liberals, and those who supported a king. All of them condemned, they were against the activities or the capturing of power by Lenin and team, Communist Party. They were absolutely against it. So that was happened. Moved to South Russia and organized groups to fight against the Bolsheviks. So these people, they moved to southern part of Russia, okay, and they began to fight. So if Russia is this side, they went to this side of Russia, and from there they began to fight. They were planning to fight against the Bolshevik party, but they were not successful. In 1918 and 19, the Greens, they were called the socialist revolutionaries. They were also socialist, they were also having some kind of ideology of socialism, but not as expressed or expected by Lenin. There's a difference. And whites, pro-Tsarist party, means governmental king's party, controlled most of the Russian Empire. They were having control of the Russian Empire. Majority areas were controlled by these groups, but slowly they were losing the grip because the villagers supported the Communist Party, because the landlords, land would be taken and distributed. So the village farmers, peasants, thought they will get plenty of land, they can become very rich, they can do whatever the work they do, they can get. So the peasants in the villages supported the Communist Party. So naturally, peasants are majority at that time. So naturally, they got majority and they could control the village. But later on, the peasants are understanding the drawback or the problem of what is happening. They never expected things to move as it is moving. That's what we have to understand. They were backed by French, American, British and Japanese troops. the greens and whites, means those who supported sirs or the kings, or those who had a socialist mindset but not in the way that Lenin was doing. They were supported by French army, Americans, British and Japanese. They have them help. But any army to fight, it needs a ground support. That is the problem. So ground support was not there for this fight. So we are worried of the growth of the social. They were unhappy because socialist ideology was not supported by any of these countries. France is a capitalist country, America is a capitalist country, Britain is a capitalist country, Japan is a capitalist country. They were not liking the socialist pattern of society. So they supported those people who supported the kings. But ultimately they were not successful. As these groups and the Bolsheviks fought a civil war, looting, banditry and famine became common. They were fighting each other. So people had a lot of suffering. Whatever was being found out, looting was there, attacking, everything was going on. And there was nothing to eat because people were fighting. They had no time to prepare for do cultivation or agricultural activities or industries. Everything spoiled. So naturally everything spoiled, common property became important. That is what happened. Support of the private property among whites took harsh steps. The supporters of the private property, the Bolshevik party was attacking those persons who were supporting the private property. So they were attacked. Such supporters of the private property among whites took harsh steps. Means the landlords took very angry and unwanted steps against the peasants who had tried to loot their property. Attacked them, murdered them, whatever they could they did on peasants. Naturally, the peasant community was so much angry against them. So what happened? Such actions led to the loss of the popular support for the non-Bolsheviks. Means, if I am having some 100 acres of the land, some peasants who were working under me, I think there were 20 peasants working under me. When they have taken over my property and tried to distribute my land, I called the army. Army attacked them, killed all of them, destroyed all of them. No mercy was shown to anybody. Naturally, what will happen? The news will be spread. Everybody will be angry on me. The same thing has happened. So, what happened? Non-Bolsheviks were treated as unwanted objects. They became unpopular in Russia. So, by January 1920, the Bolsheviks controlled most of the former Russia. By 1920, Lenin could sense the understand the things and spread the things according to his ideology and capture Russia, the communist ideology. So that is what has happened in Russia. So this is the really thing that is interesting. Russia got support of non-Russian nationalists and Muslims and jihadists. The Communist Party got, they were supported by non-Russian, means the neighboring countries, small kingdoms where all of them supported Lenin, because they thought his sir is coming to power. The Muslims were unhappy, they were fighting against the Muslims in the Ottoman Turks. So the Muslims and other group of people supported the Communist Party. Cooperation did not work where Russian colonies themselves turned Bolsheviks. Many of the Russian colonies turned themselves as Bolsheviks. No cooperation was done by other organizations. So everywhere ideology was very good. When we hear something, it is very good. So all people turned into supporters of a communist ideology in the beginning. In Kiva, the Central Asia, Bolshevik colonies brutally massacred local nationalists in the name of the. Now, slowly, opposite is happening. Now, the Communist Party is doing this kind of thing. Anybody who opposed the communist ideology, socialism ideology, were brutally attacked by Communist Party. So, in the beginning, they were getting the point. Now, they have turned. Nobody can speak against English. So many were confused about Bolshevik ideology. What Bolshevik ideology? Where they are permitting, supporting, or they are permitting the freedom. They never permitted freedom. That in the beginning nobody understood. So anybody who was speaking against socialism were attacked and destroyed by Communist Party. So non-Western nationalists were given political autonomy in the Soviet Union. There was some friction there, so some little political friction. Freedom was given by Communist Party to little political freedom. They can look after their, but under the control of a Communist Party. Some area where they were given little freedom. But unpopular policies like the harsh discouragement of nomadism and socialist pattern of society made the people, means nobody can, no nomadism was permitted. And nobody can disagree with the policies of the government. If anybody disagrees, they will be punished. So such a kind of society brought unpopular situation for the Communist Party. So attempts to win over the different nationalities were only some, means different national, other groups of people who did not belong to Russian Empire. All those areas were congregated, or those areas were brought under the control of Russia. Okay, thank you very much.